Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Monday Motivation. I'm joined, as always, by Goran Vejzovic.
How's it going, everybody?
And today it's a party. We have Darios Classic from Classic Property Services.
Hello, everyone.
And Ryan Schroeder as well.
Woot woot.
Go ahead.
We're going to be talking about what?
Today we're going to be talking about taking action.
Massive action. And we not only double, we like triple, we quadruple on the whole podcast and the Monday Motivation by bringing these guys in.
That's
right.
Increasing. We're up in the ante on everybody. We're going to talk a lot more about what we need to do to get us where we need to be.
Should I start it off with a quote and then finish it off with a quote?
Please.
All right. It's very simple and easy, but it's from our boy, Tony Robbins. The path to success is to take massive, determined actions.
I like that.
What does that mean?
So it can mean a couple different things. What does that mean to you, my friend?
Referring to Ryan.
Yes.
Taking massive determined actions means that it's something that's well thought out, and it's monumental, and it's something that you're extremely committed to.
And I think you guys are all great examples of doing this, having formed these companies now that are taking off, that are a massive success. What was the initial step that you took? When did that switch click in your head where you decided, I need to change my life, I need to do something, take ownership of what I'm doing? What did you feel? What was that big switch for you?
Not just thinking about it and saying, oh, it would have been nice, or I'll do it next week, or I'm going to conceptualize.
I remember when you and I did start it, Goran. It was about not being all that satisfied with the job that we were in, the life path that we were on, and knowing that we both had aspirations to be our own boss, to be big time ballers, and control our own destiny. And
hashtag ballers.
Yeah, we wanted it. I mean, I think wanting it was the first step for sure.
Yeah. How about for you, Dario?
Got to take massive action. Get up on the mic.
I think I've always been wanting to do better and wanting bigger things. And God, I don't know, dude.
When you set a goal, when you were
yes.
When you were initially starting and putting your business together, what was your initial goal? Were you thinking like, I'm going to have 5 guys who are going to work for me, and I'm going to make $60,000 a year. That'll be a good goal.
Absolutely
then I'm in charge.
not. If I thought like that, I would definitely not be in the position that I am right now. The goal is to have hundreds of people working for me and to make millions of dollars versus the goal of having just a couple guys working and be satisfied with an average salary or an average lifestyle. I don't want to live.
And you know what's funny? That's sometimes, and I think Dario's nature is kind of like my own. We don't know any other way other than to take action to make things happen. And some people and people that we encounter, they never take action. They're waiting for hey, I'm gonna have everything ready, so when the thing falls in my lap, then I'm gonna do something with it, take action, create it, whatever that is. But really,
it never falls in your lap. You have to create your own destiny and your own path and your own success, and you have to take action. And a lot of people are not doing it.
And did you want to say something, Ryan?
Yeah, I think it reminds me of a conversation that Daniel and I had not long ago about how the education system in this country is designed around sort of a factory mindset and making the best factory workers. And you truly have to make the decision to be different, to be bold, to break out of the matrix. And like Goran, for example, is a prime example of that serial entrepreneur. I can't even picture him doing the mundane. He doesn't. I think he would get fired.
Yeah. He'd be working at Arby's, making his own sandwiches up and selling them on the side for twice as much.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But no, I think that's absolutely true. But the point is, to me asking Dario that question earlier is, he set his goals really, really high. And if you set your goals really, really high, it's can be more motivating to want to jump into that and start doing stuff. You know you're not going to be able to kind of middle your way into reaching that goal. It forces you into that mentality. And then once you get practice and exposure to taking massive action, to taking risks, to doing things that you're not comfortable doing, you get better at it. And you can keep branching that out a little bit more, and that goal gets a little bit closer every day.
Right, starting with the end goal in mind and then kind of working your way backwards as far as the steps that you need to take, your long, intermediate, and short-term objectives that are associated with it. I mean, we had the goal to have hundreds of properties that we own, but it started with buying the first one,
Of course.
And, analysis paralysis sort of plagued me when I first started, and now I think that, you just get more comfortable with everything, and experience builds confidence. And
so to build off of that, and something, again, Tony Robbins, shout out.
Shout out Tony Robbins.
Something that you can apply today if you're listening. I know it's easier said than done, like, hey, take action. But three things: the what, the why, and how. When you determine those three factors to whatever your goal is, you will then be kind of guided on the path to, okay, what do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? And each step you're taking an action, and then sure enough, the how is going to materialize, or just, it's going to be there because of all the two prior steps that you took action on. You're going to get your goal, and then you're going to be satisfied with it. So most people are just like, okay, I know I need to do something, but how do I take that first step?
And the hardest thing, I think, for most people is identifying what they want. How many people are just unhappy at their job, and then they're drinking every weekend, doing a bunch of stuff that's not gonna not advance their life anyway. It's kind of pacifying them and keeping them complacent. So being able to figure out what it is so difficult, and you really got to do some soul searching to figure that out.
That's why the guideline, which I found helpful, the what, the why, and then eventually how you're gonna get there, is helpful, because a lot of people have, and I've seen a lot of people have great ideas, they have great talents, but all that kind of falls apart or goes nowhere if they don't actually take an actionable step to get to their goal, to realize their goal.
A lot of people just don't want to step outside of their comfort zone, and that's the biggest problem. And you can see it in a lot of different cases when something dramatic happens in your life and you are forced to step outside of your comfort zone, and then you look back at it and see that, wow, why didn't I do this sooner? But you weren't forced to do that sooner. You just wanted to be in your comfort zone. So step out of your comfort zone, get out there and get it.
And that's what Dario does all the time, is he doesn't get forced out of his comfort zone. He forces himself out of his comfort zone. And that's right. That's really, really important.
Right. No, I agree. I was listening to a podcast or a video blog by Gary Vee. And if you guys know about Gary Vee, he's all in your face. He actually gives you the steps to take to get better at business, social media, or whatnot. And he gives you like, hey, this is what I'm using, so you can do it too. And somebody asks him, well, aren't you afraid people are going to steal your trade secrets or do what you're doing? He was like, nah, because I know the way people are. No one's really going to take the action to make it happen.
Too much
so
work.
I was like, oh damn, he just he just stunning on everybody there. So it's true. When we do a lot of these podcasts, when we do all the content that we put out, it's kind of like a blueprint on how to get wealthy by utilizing real estate as your primary asset to get there. And still, we have kind of there's a lot of people that are very interested in it and they want to do it. But then what happens? They just never do.
There's a million excuses that people will come up with, but I think Goran and Dario are prime examples of if somebody who's a refugee can come here from another country not knowing the language and make it work, your excuse is pretty damn lame.
Right. Yeah. It's really all about the action. It doesn't have to do where you came from, what you have, what your current situation is,
how bad you want it, how much are you going to put in to get it.
Right. And it all starts with you. It's up to you to pick up the phone, make the phone call, send an email, come to our office, wherever, however, it's on you. And, the accessibility, short of you being locked in a jail cell, you have that freedom. You can do something right now as you're listening and take that action.
Yeah, I know a woman who lived in a different state, had a terrible relationship situation, was abused by her husband, actually had to change her name and move somewhere else at age 40, right? At age 40, she went out, couldn't use any of her contacts, right? Because no one could know who she was. Didn't have any money to take with her because her husband had all the money. Started a business, and now you met her about a year ago at that charity event we went to. But she was looking for. Do you remember how big a space? It was like 60,000 square foot space for her business.
Wow,
she's killing it. She's doing better than almost anybody I know.
She took massive action.
She did massive action. Not only getting herself out of that terrible situation, changing her name, taking her kids with her, but then starting a business and using this new personality to really grow something else and make an even better life. So I think that's a great example, and you can almost do that for yourself, where you create this new character, create this new persona. You don't have to change your name, but be that person now who's going to take that action, who's going to start that business, who's going to make all the money they need, or whatever your goals and motivation are.
Be the change that you want to see.
Exactly.
Make it within yourself. And that whole saying of easier said than done does not apply to this. In my eyes, as far as, because, like, again, if I want to throw something at you, I'm going to take action. I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to throw it at you, right? So, again.
He does it all the time.
I do it all the time.
We ask him to stop.
So, the moral of the story is that, if you have an event in your life where you're like, hey, I don't even know or how I can call me, email us, stop by our office, and we'll help you out. But if you think about it, it can be done. You just have to make the choice, and the choice is right now.
Yeah. If you're thinking about it and not doing it, you're costing yourself a lot of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So it is probably going to be the easiest thing to do, is to actually make, hold yourself accountable in order to take the action. All the hard stuff is going to happen later. When I decided that I wanted to be in business for myself, in hindsight, that was the easiest thing to do. Building a business, running a business is the hard part.
Right.
So go ahead and start with the easy, and the easiest thing to do is just to take action yourself. Invest in yourself.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's end it on that note. Everybody.
Wait.
I know we got one more quote.
Okay.
I know we got one more quote, but I want to just fade off into that. All right.
Fade off into the sunset.
Into the sunset. Yeah.
Right.
So thanks, guys, for coming here. We really appreciated you. Weighing in as successful business owners here, young successful business owners.
Thanks you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Goran, take it away.
Should I do it? I actually want to do it and do it real slow.
Sensual.
All right. It says here.
Weird.
All right.
It's getting weird.
Silent.
Goran's holding eye contact. It says, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf.